Good afternoon, Grasshoppers. I wanted to take just a brief time here and go over some of the assignments you have for this week. Uh, of course, you have Chapter 12, which is online. And once again, I think your author is pretty straightforward, but I wanted to touch base with one or several notions. One is your author covers lying, but sort of misses the notion of lying via omission. And lying by omission is when you are not giving all of the pertinent information, or you're simply not telling someone something that you genuinely perceive they ought to know to make a good decision. The other notion is one of the questions that I historically have asked classes is, what do you think it is fundamentally that you do when you lie to someone? And in many instances, folks don't really see the extensions and the collateral damage that's done when you lie to someone. So, in the interest of just helping out, I want to share with you that when you lie to someone, what you fundamentally do is rob them of the ability to make sound decisions premised on reality. And quite frankly, you just don't have that prerogative. It is immoral in almost every sense of the term. When we have a life and death situation for ourselves, for example, we may find that lying to the burglar who wants to know some ridiculous question, or the answer to that, we may find lying in that instance to be justified. But in most normal parameters of human behavior, so for example, if you're cheating on your wife or husband or a significant other or whatever, and and they ask you, "Are you cheating on me? Are you engaged with anyone else?" And, "Oh, no, I'm fine." You rob them of the ability to make sound decisions premised on reality. Not only that, but you may be putting their health in jeopardy, and you absolutely don't have that prerogative. So I just want you to be aware that this lying business is pretty serious stuff, and I think that we have a tendency to trivialize its impact in too many instances. So just be aware of that as you're going through this chapter. The one of the assignments you have is genealogy of my morals. And I happen to have great respect for the professor who does this lecture, this paper, because this is a transcript of the lecture he does. And he is raising up some incredibly good points on what are the roots of our moral, that genealogy of our morals. And really is asking you, what are the foundations for your moral platform, your values platform, that moral platform that you engage? So you're going to enjoy that paper, I'm sure. The other assignment is Martin Niemöller, who was a German priest, actually minister, and during the Nazi occupation, and he has some amazingly good insights. The Niemöller poem that he generates, many people have committed that to memory, and we have a tendency to repeat it frequently. Um, when they came for us, there was no one left to care. So pay attention to that one. The other one that you're going to be working on is a big favorite of mine, and that is the Parable of You. As you might have guessed in the course of our term, I am a great proponent of existential authenticity. And it seems very clear to me that one of the best things that can come out of our ethics class is for you as students to genuinely grasp this notion of being authentic. And what does that mean? And to do that, Socrates, of course, 2,500 years ago, argues that the great mantra is know thyself. So you have to know who you are and what you're about, what you stand for. But fundamentally, just who am I? Goes back to our discussion of virtue ethics and the sense of character. And I think that those are very critical elements in a human being's life. We see out there in the world, we see too many examples of people that are bankrupt when it comes to character. And that becomes problematic not just for them, but it becomes problematic for us. Those are when those people are in positions of legislation and are enacting laws. We currently have a situation where President Trump is going to install a new Supreme Court justice who is, if you read the news and the bio of this particular justice, she is a just almost a strong advocate against many of the civil rights that we perceive that um, folks ought to have, especially women. So uh, that becomes very important. So when you're working through your assignments this week, they're not hard, but they're important. And to that degree, I want some good responses. Do a good job on your quizzes. And things of that nature. And if you have any questions, just drop me a line. The weather's going to cool down this week, and I hope that you're all staying safe with the corona. Uh, we have some areas where it's starting to go through the roof again. And the way that we can prevent some of that is wear your mask, keep your distance, try to stay away from big gatherings of people. Just be smart. So, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good week, grasshoppers.